Hey guys, it's Johnny Castle and this is the What If channel. The reason for this channel, if you've not been here before, is to sort of explore, is the impossible truly possible? And in order to do that, you've got to try something that's impossible. So for me, that's the Olympic dream and being a triathlete. If you want to hear a bit more about that and why that's impossible to me, watch the previous video. This video is kind of about how do you make the impossible possible. What are the steps you need to take to overcome that mountain or that challenge? Now, that mountain or challenge could be an athletic one like mine, or it could be getting a new job, it could be changing careers, it could be saving money, it could be paying off debt, it could be so many different things, learning the guitar. Right guys, getting ready for tomorrow, here we go. But the key thing with all of these challenges is they have a mountaintop, and often what happens is we look at that mountaintop and we're just like, oh, it's too far away, I can't do it, there's just no point, I'm not good enough. And so we don't even try. Sometimes what happens is we look at that mountaintop and we're feeling good and we're feeling motivated. It's probably, we've set a New Year's resolution, it's January, we're like, yes, right, I'm going to go for it. And we get to February and we've done 4 weeks of hard work and the progress is so small compared to where we're trying to get to that again we just end up in that place of I'm no good, I'm not good enough, I'm not talented enough, there's no point, and we give up. And the reason that happens is because we're literally trying to, start right at the bottom of Mount Everest and just run to the top in one day and we're done and it's great and I'm happy and good stuff. But, the reality is if you're going to climb Mount Everest, you don't just roll out of bed, catch a bus, it drop you off at the mountaintop, you climb to the top, you come down, you have a Diet Coke, you do a selfie, you tell all your mates, done. The reality is you've got to save money, you've got to be trained on how to climb mountains, you've got to acclimatise, there's 4 base camps that you stop at along the way as you're climbing the mountain, you've got to get to the country that it's in and all of these things. So when you're facing these challenges and they feel impossible, my advice would be, and this is talking from experiences, you look at the top and then you work it all the way back to the beginning and you work out what are the steps that are going to get me there. And then each of those steps need to be something that you can actually achieve, because what's important about that is that as you achieve these steps, you can kind of tick it and you can be like, yes, okay, I've done that. And it re-energizes you and it re-motivates you to keep going. And then you set a new step and a new step and a new step. And before you know it, you're halfway there and you're just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I've got this far. And it's the only way to do it. If you try and go from zero to hero, it's just not going to happen. So look at the mountaintop, back to the beginning, break it down into achievable steps and achieve those steps. So for me, with the Olympic triathlon, obviously there's an overall time that in theory I need to achieve. And within the triathlon, there's 3 disciplines. And so, as I said in the previous video, my best bike time is 1 hour 14 for a 40k bike. Swim was, I think it was 24 minutes for the 1500 meters. And the run was 40 minutes and 14 seconds for the 10k. So for me to actually achieve the mountaintop, the times that I've got to get are just like insane. I mean, they're impossible. I mean, if I went out and tried to do one of those times today, I wouldn't even get remotely close. You'd be calling the ambulance. So what I've done is I've broken it down. My first stage is to get faster than those times. So the bike, I'm going to aim for a 1:09. So that would be 5 minutes quicker. For the run, a 39 minutes, sub 40 minutes. So that's a couple of minutes quicker. And then the swim, a 22:30, which would be about 45 seconds quicker. I've also added into that winning a race, and then within triathlon you can race as an age grouper, so to podium as an age grouper. Now, none of these things are going to get me to making the impossible possible. They're not going to get me to the mountaintop, but if I achieve them, I know personally I'm going to be really pleased because they'll all be PBs and it'll inspire me to go, right, what is possible next. So that's it. So they're my incremental targets. Hopefully they'll progress over time, and hopefully I'll have new targets to talk about, and hopefully I'll achieve those, and we'll be able to talk about that. But for you, obviously, the key thing is any challenge mountain or anything you're trying to overcome, break it down into manageable, achievable steps, and achieve those steps, and you'll keep going, and the motivation will build, and you'll be energized. So yeah, so good luck with that, and I hope your challenge is achievable, and see you on the next video.